Coach, just the second game of the season, but boy, that was fun, wasn't it?
Oh, that was great. Bold, we got a tremendous amount of respect for Jake and his program, and they always have athletes, you know that, and we've talked about that for years. And then all of a sudden now they have 6'3" to 6'5" across the board, athletes. And so that it's just a struggle around the rim. And but, Mark, I think our team has a little bit of an identity of we're okay playing physical. We're okay kind of roughing it up a little bit and getting those 50-50 balls. And it's just kind of, we've talked about, especially the senior class, being kind of football-ish type guys. And we want to play to those strengths. And we want that to be part of kind of who we are.
So it's 11-0. Things are going great, but you look at the clock and you're going, we got a long way to go here, boys.
Yeah, regression to the mean, is that the term? Coach OJ would always throw those math terms out there. But you get off to a hot start, and it's good because they got to play catch-up, and, of course, they did. But, yeah, that's why you love basketball so much because, especially with the shot clock, right, is that it's just going to be so many possessions and there's a long game. And I don't think maybe some people thought that would just continue, but we knew it wouldn't, and so you just got to keep grinding every possession.
We always love to talk about scores right away, but really what won the game was the Melrose defense. I think Bold for a long time, about 10 minutes of play there, they only had 2 baskets. How were you doing that?
Well, number one, we needed to get back, and so we just did not do that very well in the first half. Our guys were slow getting back, and on top of that, I think we had some bad turnovers in the first half. So if you take care of the basketball and you get back and you play against a set defense, we really felt that was better. So that was probably the number one thing. And then there was just a few little minor things that we weren't doing good in the first half that we really challenged guys, and it's nothing that anybody would notice, but it was a lot of just one more step in some places. And then our guys did a good job on the boards.
When I look at a player and an athlete like Devin Orbeck, the quarterback on the football team, he's the pitcher on the baseball team, he does this on the basketball court, I think he'll admit he's not going to score a lot, but he does everything else, doesn't he?
He makes winning plays. He's not going to ever light it up from a point standpoint, but he can guard 5 positions on the floor. We ended up putting him on king towards some different spots here, but then before that he was guarding guys in the post, and he just makes a lot of those toughness plays, a lot of things that you don't see. You need guys like that on your team, and so he fills that role very, very well.
So talk about lighting it up. I'm talking about Ronnie Engelmeyer. He had 30 tonight. What makes him so good out there? What is he doing?
Well, I think the biggest thing is he's always under control, right? He's a good athlete. He's got burst. He's just got this natural tendency when to go and when to slow. And that little change of speed, some guys that are fast, you're like, well, why aren't they faster on the court? It's because they're always at one speed. So I think he is able to kind of shifty. And plus now I think what you're seeing is that he's added his inside the arc game. Everyone knows he can shoot, so they got to play up on him. But the fact that he now can hit a mid-range, now he's getting to the basket. He's really able to score at all 3 levels. It's pretty impressive to watch. And tonight it was one of those where he kind of just needed to do it, Mm-hmm. And I think what's fun about our guys is that they know when it's time for him to kind of take over and when other teams are trying to deny him. So that's going to happen. And I think tonight we had some good open looks from other players that didn't go. But no question, we're running through him.
Down at Morris, you played a lot more 3-2. You showed that a little bit tonight. And with Gore Rui out on top, what are you expecting out of Gore Rui this season, do you think?
In that 6'8". So he's just got long arms, but he can move, and so he's just got a position where he can cover some ground and he can contest a shot out high, but that he can come in and rebound, he can come in and help in the post. And so, as a coach, you're always trying to, give your guys the best chance to win. And it's not something we've run much, but it's, we're going to try it here and there, and you got to have some type of a change-up because we don't think that we're ever going to just be able to play man for the whole season and just be really, really good at it. You got to have other change-ups with it.
Talking about the football players, you've got two linemen out there, Hunter Goyle and also Nando Becerra. What are they going to give this team this year?
Yeah, physicality, just like you said. Yeah, and against a team like Bold, you need that. There might be some games, some matchups where it, maybe isn't the best for them, but they're not scared to get in there and board and fight for all of those things. And the other thing that you probably don't notice is that they set really good screens. And so that wears on a team over time to be able to always have to play those screens for that. I'd also like to mention Ian Funk came in and had a couple real nice plays in the second half. And there's a senior just biding his time, and he really made a few nice plays tonight.
Well, and to round out the rest of the guys, I expect always a lot out of Connor Anderson. And then the two Wayloggy boys, they can do some things out there.
Yeah, they just give some athleticism to be able to come in and run around a little bit. And and Connor Anderson too with his experience, and there's different things he can do on the core of this size. So we feel like we got a good mix, right? We got some guards, we got some kind of wings with some length, we got some not necessarily size on the inside, although Gora's 6'8", but but we feel we got enough at kind of all three levels that we shouldn't be able to be in a big mismatch at all this year.
I was catching some of the guys during the course of the game, and again, we talk about being in basketball shape, right? That the way the pace of the game was going, I saw some of the guys, they were kind of
right, and and sickness is going around too, and so we got a few guys that have been sick and dealing with that too, and so it still is a little bit of a condition stuff. We'll be able to how to play that. 2 games in a week. It's the first week. We're still getting our legs into us, but when a team gets up and down, and then plus when a team is physical, people don't understand that takes a lot out of you when you have to bang on the inside and we have to fight through screens, and so that's where I think tonight our depth really helped us with that. Bold isn't as deep, I don't think, as us, and I think it was those positions that really was the difference. Maybe 5 through 8 for us, which was a difference.
And as time goes on, do you think you'll stay with that?
Yeah, I think we always tell our guys, like, you've got to, in order to get playing time, you have to consistently in practice outplay the people that you're near. And so we want to be able to challenge them in practice, be able to do it. But what happens sometimes, Mark, is some years we've had, these are our 7 and maybe an 8, and we kind of know. But this year I feel there's some fight for some of those positions that we can go. So it should be fun. Things might change as the year goes on, and I think as an athlete I would like that, right? That, boy, I just got to keep playing and keep going, and you just never know. And then when you get your chance, then it's on you.
So, let me say it this way. Do you believe this way? As I say, show me why you should keep on playing.
Absolutely. Make it obvious, we say sometimes. Mm-hmm. Make it obvious. And that's not that you wish somebody else would do bad. It's just that you got to make plays for it. And even when there's not that much difference between guys, then the practice becomes big. If you're not doing it in practice, why would we be able to trust you to do it in a game? And then when you get in the game, you got to try to do your best.
Since we're talking here to wrap up, can you kind of concentrate and give us a preview of the conference first and then the section play? Who are the teams you're looking at here in the West Central?
Yeah, I think coming into the year, and Vegas had odds, they would probably put West Central and Sauk Center as the favorites with what they had back. Now, Newbert obviously being out for a little bit, that might play into it, and the Anderson kid at West Central unfortunately tore his ACL, and I'm assuming he's out for the year. Hurts, but I would kind of put them up there. And then a lot of other teams are just kind of after that, but even with that being said, I don't think anybody would look at Sauk Center and West Central as like a Morris level of last year, right? Mm-hmm. And so, and that's no disrespect to them, I think they would probably say the same thing. And so with that, it's just kind of, I think there's going to be some of these games, right, where it's a 6-point game down at Morris, it's a 6-point game here, and some nights it might just go the other way. So it should be fun. Yeah, in the section, I think most people would probably put Albany in a tier by themselves. But after that, there's a lot of really good teams. I mean, in order to get a first-round home game this year, it's going to be very, very tough. I mean, Mora is very good, and Osakis is very good, and Annandale is very good, and Sauk Center, of course, is in there, and Malacca has a lot of people back, and Cathedral is not too bad, and even like Pine City and some of those type of schools. I'm probably forgetting one, and I'll probably get a text message about it, but but we got really good teams. Section 6 is always good, and so to try to, you got to try to play your best at the end of the year. I mean, it's just kind of the way it is, and it's an absolute grind. So to get a home playoff game in a section like this, I mean, you might need 20 wins. That's kind of the way it's been. We've had 20 wins not get a home playoff game. So, but it's also fun. I also don't think, Albany might be up there with that. I mean, not quite sure that the Annandale level of last year, a state championship, top 2 team in state. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they could beat anybody in the state also too. So
I guess, too, one final word. On a Friday night to be at the Melrose Gym for a boys' game is always fun. And, boy, what a crowd tonight.
it was wonderful. You could feel it during the B Squad game. Plus, it was the longest B Squad game in the history of the world, I think.
Tell me about it.
Oh, yeah. And so, great crowd. People like being out Friday night. It's a basketball town. We liked that the pep band was playing. Sometimes when there's not other events, right, on a Friday night, a lot of people come out, and it's a wonderful community. We feed off of it. It's just kind of what people do in this town.
Well, and I think they'll all come back.